This very moment you're experiencing coincides with exactly this point in the universe's 13.8 billion year history. The oxygen atoms you're breathing right now were forged in the core of a star billions of years ago and scattered into space when that stardust. You are literally stardust, but conscious stardust. And this consciousness keeps asking itself the same question. What does it all mean? This is humanity's oldest question. Our ancestors who painted the first drawings on cave walls asked the same question. The Egyptians who built the pyramids asked it. Socrates in ancient Greece, where philosophy was born, asked it. And someone just like you sitting in an office cubicle today asks it. Every culture, every age, every individual wrestles with this question. But perhaps our greatest mistake is thinking this question has a single answer. Searching for the meaning of life is like chasing a rainbow across the sky. Every time you move forward, it moves away from you. Because meaning isn't an object to be found, it's an experience to be created. This awareness is perhaps the most important conclusion of thousands of years of philosophical inquiry. Albert Camus explains this situation through the myth of Sisyphus. In Greek mythology, Sisyphus was punished by having to roll a boulder up a mountain. Every time, the boulder rolls back down before reaching the top, and Sisyphus starts again, forever. Camus asks, is Sisyphus unhappy? And he gives a surprising answer. No, because Sisyphus, each time he pushes the boulder down, is the master of his own action. Meaning, in the modern world, we too push our boulder. We wake up every morning, go to work, come home, eat, sleep, and start again the next day. Is this a curse or an opportunity? The answer lies in your perspective. Let's do a thought experiment. Right now, there are 8 billion people in the world. Each one is living a different story in a different reality. In India, a woman prays by burning incense at the Ganges River in the early morning. In Tokyo, an engineer works on quantum computers. In Nairobi, a child learns to read for the first time. In Iceland, an artist paints while watching the northern lights. Each one is searching for meaning, but in different languages, with different methods. Psychologist Viktor Frankl, after his experiences in Nazi concentration camps, realized this. People can find different meanings even under the same conditions. Some succumbed to despair, while others found the strength to endure. What was the difference? According to Frankl, a person who finds a why in life can endure almost any how. A person who finds meaning even in a prison camp can certainly find it in their freedom. But here's where things get complicated. Because meaning isn't static. What gives meaning to someone at 20 may not give meaning at 40. What gives meaning to a parent may seem different to someone without children. Someone who's been through illness completely changes their view of health. Meaning is a constantly evolving, breathing organism. This is where the real tension begins. Biologically, we are machines programmed to survive, reproduce, and pass on our genes. In Richard Dawkins' words, we are carriers of selfish genes. From an evolutionary perspective, the meaning of our lives is quite simple: to pass our DNA to the next generation. But human consciousness has transcended this simple programming. Now we're in a paradox. While the biological command says, survive, reproduce, consciousness asks, but why? What's beyond all this? This is where philosophical existentialism comes in. Jean-Paul Sartre's famous saying, existence precedes essence. What does this mean? It means you exist first, then you create your own essence. A table is designed before it's made, essence first, then existence. But humans aren't like that. You're thrown into the world and then you ask, what am I? What should I be? This thought is both liberating and terrifying. It's liberating because you have no predetermined identity. It's liberating because you have no predetermined identity. The responsibility for everything is on your shoulders. Throughout history, humanity has developed 3 main paths in the search for meaning. Each offers a different solution, each has its strengths and weaknesses. The first path, transcendence, connecting to something greater than yourself. Religion is perhaps the oldest source of meaning. Billions of people find life's meaning by connecting to a power, plan, or purpose greater than themselves. Whether you call it Allah, God, Brahman, or Tao, the logic is the same. Your individual existence is part of a cosmic whole. The power of this approach is that it provides certainty. There are answers to your questions. There is meaning in your suffering. Your death is not an end, but a transition. But in the modern world, especially with the rise of scientific thought, many people no longer find these answers satisfying. God is dead, said Nietzsche. He didn't mean whether God actually exists or not, but that for modern humans, God can no longer be the fundamental source of meaning. Martin Buber, in his book, I and Thou, says this: real existence is in relationships. When you truly meet a person, when you see them not as an object, it, but as a subject you, meaning emerges. Think about it. What are the most meaningful moments of your life? Probably a memory shared with someone you love. Moments when you wiped a friend's tears, made a child laugh, understood someone, or felt understood by them. Modern neuroscience supports this too. Our brains are built for social connection. Oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, our bonding and belonging hormones are as important as our survival hormones. Perhaps even more important, social isolation is as harmful to health as smoking. Humans are necessarily social animals. But here's the danger. When you tie your meaning entirely to others, when they leave, meaning leaves too. Every relationship is temporary. Death, separation, change are inevitable. Then what happens? This was Nietzsche's solution. Transcend yourself. Become Übermensch, the overman. Go beyond old values and create new values. Like a work of art, shape your own life. Every creative act is an act of meaning. When you write a song, design a building, produce an idea, solve a problem, you're leaving a trace of yourself, and this trace will continue to exist after you. But not everyone has to be an artist. Creativity should be understood more broadly. A teacher creates in their students, a chef creates in their dishes, a parent creates in their child's character, a gardener creates in their soil. The essence of creation is this: to leave the world different from how it was before you. Even if small, the deepest reason we question life's meaning is suffering. If life were continuous pleasure, happiness, and satisfaction, we wouldn't ask. What does this mean? What triggers the question is inevitable: pain, disappointment, and loss. Buddhism is one of the philosophical systems that sees this truth most clearly. Buddha's first noble truth, dukkha, life is suffering. Birth is suffering. Illness is suffering. Aging is suffering. Death is suffering. Death is suffering. Being separated from what you love is suffering. Being with what you don't love is suffering. But Buddha doesn't stop there. He also explains the source of suffering, attachment, craving, the illusion of an unchanging self. And he offers a solution. Free yourself from these attachments, accept the reality of the present moment, transcend the illusion of ego. In Western philosophy, Schopenhauer reaches a similar conclusion. Life is continuous desire. We suffer while desiring because what we want isn't in our hands. When we obtain it, brief satisfaction comes, then immediately a new desire arises. Life is the cycle of this wheel. So what's the solution? According to Schopenhauer, art and aesthetic experience. In those moments, the will to desire is silenced and we exit self-centeredness. While listening to a great piece of music, facing a magnificent landscape, reading a profound book, in those moments, the self and its desires disappear. And paradoxically, in the moments we lose ourselves most, we become most ourselves. We've never been as free in history as we are today. The average person living in the Western world isn't controlled by a king, religious authority, or tribal leader. They must obey without question. In theory, you can shape your own life. Here, a new problem emerges, the paradox of choice. Psychologist Barry Schwartz explains this in his book, The Paradox of Choice. Too few options create unhappiness because freedom is limited. But too many options also create unhappiness because every choice means missed opportunities. Infinite possibilities lead to decision paralysis. The question, what should I be, is even more intense today. Thousands of career options, thousands of lifestyle models, endless sources of information. Every day on social media we see other people's lives, and almost all of them seem more meaningful, more exciting, fuller than ours. Of course this is an illusion, everyone only shares their best moments. But the illusion creates real pain. In this attention economy age we live in, our meaning is constantly fragmented. Every time you look at your phone, hundreds of companies are fighting to capture your attention. And when attention is fragmented, depth is lost. Deep meaning requires deep focus. But we're becoming increasingly superficial. The central idea in Ernest Becker's The Denial of Death is this: all the achievements of human civilization essentially arise from the denial of the fear of death. Pyramids, monuments, works of art, scientific discoveries, they're all ways of saying, I was here and I matter. But perhaps the most honest approach isn't to deny death, but to accept it. The Stoic philosophers understood this very well. Marcus Aurelius, as Roman emperor, would tell himself every day, memento mori, remember, you are mortal, not as a bitter reminder, but as a tool for awakening. Because death consciousness sharpens life consciousness. Steve Jobs' famous quote, remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking. Heidegger's concept of being toward death expresses this too. Real, authentic existence is living in awareness of your mortality. Most people live without thinking about death, in they mode, fulfilling society's expectations, drifting with the crowd. But when you truly accept your death, you switch to I mode. You make your own choices. A thought experiment. If you knew you'd die tomorrow, what would you do today? Who would you call? What would you call? What would you say? What would you let go of? These questions reveal your real priorities, and your real priorities are your real meaning. All this philosophy is nice, but what good will it do you when the alarm goes off Monday morning? The real question is, how do you translate theoretical understanding of meaning into practical living? Here are some concrete strategies. Create rituals. Rituals make ordinary actions meaningful. Drinking your morning coffee like a meditation. Writing 3 things you're grateful for in your journal each evening. Going for walks with someone you love on weekends. These may seem small, but they're the building blocks of meaning. Ritual says, this moment matters. Make small contributions. Meaning isn't in grand gestures, but in small actions. You don't have to save the world. Help a neighbor, listen to a friend, plant a tree, teach a student. These small actions begin to weave a web of meaning. The journey of mastery. Developing a skill deeply is a natural source of meaning. Whether music, sports, a craft, or an intellectual field, the process of mastery is meaningful in itself because it's a process of growth. What the Japanese call kaizen, continuous small improvement. Prioritize relationships. Harvard's 80-year happiness study found one result: good relationships create happy and meaningful lives. Not money, not fame, not career success. Perhaps the deepest insight is this: the meaning of life isn't a problem with a single answer. It's a dance of opposites that must be constantly balanced. Between individuality and connection, you want to be yourself, but you also want to belong. Both are necessary. Neither is sufficient alone. Between acceptance and change, you want to accept yourself as you are, but you also want to grow. The paradox is, you can only truly change when you accept yourself. Between meaning and absurdity, this was Camus' final conclusion. The universe is absurd, meaningless. But we create meaning in this absurd universe, and this act of creation is meaning itself. Between control and surrender, control what you can control, let go of what you can't. Like the Serenity Prayer, grant me the serenity to accept what I cannot change, the courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Rather than giving a definitive answer to the question, what is the meaning of life? I want to end with this question: is this the right question? Perhaps instead of asking for life's meaning, we should ask, what can this life mean? This symbolizes a shift from passive discovery to active creation. Meaning isn't a treasure to be found outside, it's a work to be built inside. Every morning when you wake up, a blank canvas is before you. What you did yesterday matters because it forms the foundation. But today you can make new brushstrokes. Whether scientific discovery, artistic creation, raising children, serving society, or exploring your own soul, these brushstrokes are yours. As Viktor Frankl said, don't ask what the meaning of life is. Life is asking you, and you answer by living. Perhaps the greatest meaning is this: the search for meaning itself. To keep asking questions, to keep growing, to keep loving, to keep creating, to keep failing and trying again. Because in the end, we are stardust, but stardust that has gained consciousness, that questions itself, that searches for meaning. And this may be the greatest gift the universe has given you: the courage to face meaninglessness, the freedom to create meaning anyway. Now, after listening to this text, perhaps you'll ask yourself, so what does this mean? And if you're asking this question, you're already on the right path, because meaning is in continuing to ask the question.